Welcome back, everybody, to the Engineer's Edge channel. I'm your host, Cordell, and I'm here today to present a review of Hart's newest toolbox, the Hart Power Tool Case, part of the HartStack tool system. And I'm glad to bring this review to you. Hopefully I can give you some information you can use in your decision making and with your tools, maybe with the Hart tool line. So I want to start out by saying that I was not looking for a toolbox when I came into this purchase. I actually was looking for some other things with tools online. I was looking into some tools and some tools organization. When I ran across this, I have been looking at some Kobalt line of things to do with some organization. I also had I've been looking at a few different variations, some cabinets. I've been looking at some other organizers when I ran, and then I always check out Hart because I love the color scheme of the black with the blue trim that the Hart and the Kobalt takes into their design. And this was just a stunner. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, I had a situation where I had a power tool, a drill, and I needed another battery. So I went to the store to get another battery, and like the tool line was obsolete. I couldn't just simply buy a battery. Isn't that a terrible thing that may happen once in a while? But it happened to me, and so I did my research, shopped around in stores, shopped around online. I wound up buying a Kobalt drill. It was just seemed to be good quality versus the price I was getting at the time for a cordless hammer drill, 24 volt max, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I just love that color scheme, the black with the blue trim. It was just the prettiest drill I ever had in my life. So I'm now more so on the black with the blue to try to make things match a bit, something that was never a thing for me in the past. So let's talk more about this toolbox in particular. So I'm shopping online, looking around. I see this toolbox with this beautiful top removable compartment trays, and you see they latch in. They are now locked in with the blue latches here. Also blue latches on top. You know, all right, and it's just a wonderful, beautiful thing there. But I had to buy this sight unseen. That is, I've had this now about a week to a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I had to buy sight unseen online. It's not yet available even today in Wal-Mart stores. I was in a Wal-Mart store just a few days ago, and this is not there. As a matter of fact, in most of those stores, none of the HartStack is there at all. I've been to one store that actually had HartStack components at all, okay? But this one, I've never seen. I even searched it online, searched for stores, you know, within so many miles. It was nowhere in my local area. Okay, so let's get into it. So this here is the power tool case. And we have here, I have unlatched here, and you have here the small parts container here. All right, and you're gonna lift these two latches here. That comes open. All right, you see we have our rubber gasket seal here. I'm not certain if that's IP65 rated or not. Probably is, because that's what everyone is doing these days. And then of course here are our compartments, and of course each of these little dividers does come out, so it's highly customizable there. You know, you take any one of these little ones out, and then the big lined ones, dividers, comes out as well. So you can have a big empty box if that's what you need. Maybe shape in some Kaizen foam to a particular tool set, drill set, or maybe some small parts, you know, a special configuration. Or you can take, you know, 1/3 of these out or 2/3 of these out and do what you need to do. Very highly customizable. Very cool with the clear lid, so that if you have multiples of these, you can see what's in there while the case is still shut. If you have multiples of these cases, you can tell them apart without even, just by looking right through them like that. They all stack together in the HartStack system. All right, course, I'm gonna put that one right back on. Hit the blue tab, locks back into place. Hit the blue tab, unlocks. Let me hit the other blue tab, unlocks. And then I can lock this one right on top of that one. Oh, I missed. A little bit tricky here, holding it up at the camera angle, but there you are. There you are, all locked into place. Stack that as much as you want. All right, I'm gonna unlatch these at this time. All right, here's the bottoms, how that design locks in to the rest of the Hart stack. Okay, see the tabs there. The smaller latches is what we're using here onto the power tool case, but we also have some bigger latches to latch into if you were hooking directly to maybe some of the other parts of the Hart stack system. Okay, we have our two latches here at the front. All right, and then of course our big blue latch. All right, okay. Now, here we are, the power tool case, the main case here, and I'm going to unlatch the latch here. This is plastic, okay? It's a pretty decent strength, I would say, plastic with a metal latch, okay? And here's the inside. All right, we have another rubber gasket there for the possibly IP65 rated, I'm not certain. And then look at our nice little organizers here, very nicely designed, very appealing to look at with the black with the blue trim. Two dividers, and then also a small parts box. Okay, let me get the box out for you there. And it feels pretty light, actually feels pretty flimsy, but it's nice for what it is, you know what I mean? It's not extravagant by any means, but it's nicely colored, nicely designed, and it fits perfectly. Right back there, sits. There's going to be a space underneath it. It fits right there, right back in the toolbox, kind of almost sitting on its own shelf in there, so you can have some other things down below. And let's take the dividers out. Okay. All right. There's your dividers. So you can remove all of this. Now these are out. The small parts box is still sitting on its shelf. It wasn't dependent on that divider that came out. All right, let's take that out. Okay, now we have a big empty box. And we got an extra Hart sticker here, just in case you're a big fan of the name, big fan of the color scheme. There's another little extra sticker there. All right, so we have a decent box here. You can see the dimensions online. I'm not going to take the time to measure the box. You can see the dimensions online, but here's, oh, and the handle, okay, pretty cool there. We got the Hart logo in the top there. I believe that's rubber, a rubber badge there. Really, it's pretty nice. I like that. And it's all, the way the whole design here is just nicely lined up, the way the color scheme flows there. Here's what I want to say is my issue with the box. My issue with the box is flexion. So if you look here, look at that. Look at how that box is flexing. I don't even have any tools in it. There's no weight in it, and it's flexing that badly. It's pretty bad. You know, compared to if you would put a couple drills in here or something heavy in here. Let's see the top. The top is better. It's actually as much better than the bottom, but I am coming out of a rigid box, so I am used to a whole lot more strength than this, and I actually have a problem with it. Now, I'm an engineer, so I have some test tools. I have some, you know, light little screws and bolts and things like that, wire connectors. But I have lots of testers, meters, things of that nature, which are kind of sensitive to a drop. But even after I were to fill this thing with foam or other softening material, I'd actually have a problem with how much this, I need more protection in this. I'm coming out of a rigid, which is you know, the most protection you can get at a hardware store box right now. So I'm gonna put these dividers back in to show you how much flexion we have with the dividers in. So this should reinforce it a bit, give it some more strength. I'm even gonna put the small parts box back into it. Okay, let's see what we got now. I gotta balance this a little bit, but for that lid. But it's still quite a bit. It's better, but that's still a lot when you aren't used to any at all, right? That's still a lot. Okay. So now I need to talk to you about something else about how to buy this box, because this box comes in two variations. First variation is like this. The box with the inserts, okay, and the small parts box. All right, it comes like that. By the way, the small parts box, if you happen to not get the other compartments, I want to show you that this thing will dock right on top if you want. That's an extra little bonus. You see, I can hold it by that. It's going nowhere. So that will dock outside the box if you like it. But this is the first iteration. This arrangement is roughly, I think it was $40 for this arrangement here. I think it was about $30 for this arrangement, okay? So that's arrangement number one. Secondary arrangement is, it comes with the power tool case with two of these, but with no internal inserts, no internal part box, no dividers. So I had to buy this thing sight unseen. I wasn't able to walk up to it in the store. I was not able to walk up to this in the store and check it out and make my decision. So I've kind of felt the safest at getting it all. So I bought the power tool case with the inserts and the small blue parts box, and then I had to buy these other ones additionally. Now these here does come in a set with the power tool case empty with these two, and I believe that's the $40 one. That's the $40, or you could get the box with the two inserts and the small blue box for $30. That's what it was. Okay, so I wound up getting all of it. The power tool case with the inserts and the small blue box for $30, and then I had to buy these for $14 and some change each. So what I'm trying to say is you can start out getting this set for $30 without the top containers, or you can get it for $40 top containers with no inserts. I got it all for about $60, or maybe it was around $65 with taxes or something. So now here's my advice. Had I been able to walk up to this in the store or seen a video like this to help me out like you are, and I really hope it helps you guys out, I would not have bought it the way I did. I would have bought the empty box with the top compartments, the top small parts organizers, and just would have gotten it without the internal inserts. That's what I would have done. And I also would like to show you again the small parts box. This thing will latch in atop the clear organizers as well. Oh wow, I just discovered something there. Do you know this thing was already locked, and when I went to pop it in place, it popped that lock loose on its own, that tab or whatever you want to call it. It popped the plastic tab out on its own. Just like when you shut a door and the little lock latch shuts on its own and re-engage, and then I had to re-engage it. But even that will go up top, so that's an extra little bonus there. I'm really loving this design, especially I come out of a rigid box, and you know they do now have the clear parts organizer on top, but it doesn't have all this flexibility where you can have two halves up there. It's just a one big thing, not the two halves. And then, you know, I don't have any extra little, little ones I could pop in like that, or I could do one stack on one side, three stack on the other side. It's just, this is a lot more flexible. And of course it's in my coveted black with the blue trim color scheme. Now I want to tell you that overall, I love the design. I love the colors. I love these top trays. I even like this extra little box being on top. But the main box, the tool case, is not strong enough for me. So I'm gonna have to come up with this sort of being as my base, so to speak, but I'm gonna have to come up with something else to help me work this out. So I wanna take that as a cue for you to look for my other videos. Perhaps I'll have a video here where I'll compare this box to the rigid box I was already using, and I also think I will compare it to a Christmas gift, Christmas before last. My wife just happened to get me the Hart Technician's Tool Case, which is a more hardened, robust box than this one. It is much closer to the rigid box, but the rigid box is still yet a bit bigger than the Hart Technician's Tool Case. So look for my next video with the Hart Power Tool Case we have here, comparison to the rigid small parts toolbox compared to the Hart Technician's Case. That's going to be a good one to really let you know how these things stack up. And lastly, I just would like to say, I really like that, as you know, and then the other day I'm just looking through online and I saw that this is very similar to the Milwaukee tools box, which I have never owned any Milwaukee tools at all. I have never owned a Milwaukee tools box. So yeah, good job, or good copy, whatever you want to call it. This is really nice, and I look forward to integrating this as much as I can. You know, with the Milwaukee and with the Ryobi, when they have it where you can click everything together in all these different configurations. Yeah, I'm about to figure out how to click these things into more configurations than what the manufacturer Hart is doing itself. And by the way, you probably already know, but all of these boxes are made by the same company. A company called TTI is making, I hear, all the Milwaukee stuff, all the Dewalt stuff, all the rigid stuff, and the Hart, and there's probably others. I think there's one called, there's a Harbor Freight Tools brand, Keptel or something like that. It's the black with the blue trim. All these places are really designed, or I should say manufactured by the same parent company, and I think they're out of Israel. But anyway, that's my review. Thank you for joining our channel. Look for the other videos upcoming behind this one, and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. And I'm really going to get into some good stuff with this versus the rigid versus the Hart Technician's box. I'll see you again. Thank you for watching the Engineer's Edge channel. Oh, and also want to say thank you to our sponsor, Paradise Tech.